Hey everybody, welcome back to the vlog. Thank you so much for joining me for tea time. I appreciate each and every one of you for stopping by. Now today, we're going to be talking about Fujifilm as well as Adobe Camera Raw 11.2 that just came out. And ask the question, will photographers now begin to migrate to the Fujifilm system now that Camera Raw 11.2 has been introduced? Will this happen? We'll get into it a little bit more in detail in just a minute. Before I start, I want to say that there was a question that came in through the comment area in the last video about my audio. So I wanted to let you know what I'm using and why I'm using it. Just really quick here at the beginning of this vlog. So this is for Daniel Ho, who asked a question about the audio, and he also gave me some advice. Now, I did change the audio up just a little bit in this vlog. Let me know if it still sounds good, better, worse, whatever. I'm always trying to get better with the audio. Now, the audio that I'm using comes through this mic. This is the Electro Voice RE20. Now, this is a radio mic from way back in the day. It is kind of an expensive condenser mic, but it does a really good job. You normally can't see it because it's out of frame, but at about a foot away, it picks up pretty well. Now, from this RE20, it feeds into a DBX266S. Now, that is a compressor, right? It has a gate in it. It does all kinds of little niceties to the voice so that the signal that comes out of it is strong, crisp, and clear, all right? Or should be. Now, from there, it goes straight into a Zoom H4n for my external recorder. I always suggest that if you guys are recording your audio, always record into an external recorder in comparison to recording into your computer. Because if your computer hiccups, you're going to lose a portion of your voice, and it's basically impossible to repair after that. You don't want to do that, and you don't want to drop frames either. If not, your mouth won't move at the same speed as the voice is stuck.
Shouting Shen will soon be dead. I've laid an ambush for him. Filthy traitor!
Yeah, so that could be an issue also. So you want to record into an external device. If the audio is just crap, they will shut off the video. But if the audio is really good and the video is kind of crap, they'll still hang in there. Now, I started out doing podcasts for 7 years or so at the Digital Photography Cafe. I had a lot of fun. That was with Trevor Current. Some of you guys know, you've heard him in the past. We traveled from New York City all the way to Los Angeles and Las Vegas and everywhere in between so that we can do interviews at different shows like WPPI, Photo Plus Expo, and all the rest with the movers and shakers and the manufacturers and all of these people. We did this for many years. It was a lot of fun doing, and now I'm here doing my own thing by myself. So let's get right into it. Now, Adobe introduced that Camera Raw 11.2, and why I think it is so important for photographers, all photographers, and especially Fujifilm photographers, is now they finally addressed all of the issues that they've had when developing RAW X-Trans Sensor images. Now, in the past, photographers that shoot with an X-Trans, like an XH1 or an XT1, XT2, XT3, whatever, they would always have to use a primary piece of software to develop the images, and then they would bring them into Lightroom for their DAM or their digital asset manager. Okay, so they would use like On1 Photo Raw or Skylum's Luminar or possibly Capture One or whatever to get the images the way they look, because Lightroom just they looked horrible, murky, muddy, just not crisp. The colors weren't great. There was a lot of mosaic, a lot of just anomalies in it. Just was not good. Now, Camera Raw 11.2 addresses this. So what does Adobe say? They say that enhanced details is introduced in Adobe Camera Raw 11.2, powered by Adobe Sensei. Enhanced Details produces crisp detail, improved color rendering, more accurate renditions of edges, that's massive, and fewer artifacts. Those are those little mosaic, those little squiggly worms that you see, right? That just look horrible. It also says Enhanced Details is especially useful for making large prints where fine details are more visible. This feature applies to RAW mosaic files for cameras with bare array and, this is important, X-Trans sensors, guys, X-Trans sensors. These were all the problems that people were having whenever developing any RAW X-Trans sensor photo. So, by this being fixed, quote unquote, how many more people are we going to have now move into the Fuji camp? Now, I've seen many videos over time. I've read a lot of blogs. I've talked to a lot of colleagues of mine that said, you know, I really would like to test out a Fujifilm camera, but listen, I just cannot get away from my workflow. I bring stuff into Lightroom. It does all of my asset management. I do all of my minor corrections and then dump them into Photoshop if I need to do more. That is their production. That is their routine. That is the way they do things. They've said also we cannot move into any Fuji unless we can use Lightroom. We don't want to use other software to do the actual conversion and then have to bring them into Lightroom. It's double the work. Time is money for professionals, right, guys? Time is money. Well, seeing that this may have changed, this might be a really big deal for all those folks, all those photographers that are on the fence with Fujifilm. They might now give it a shot if they know that the X-Trans sensor images, those raw files that come out of Fujifilm cameras or X cameras, are going to be able to be worked on properly with Lightroom. This is really, really, really big for Fujifilm. This could be massive. Really, really big for bringing people into that ecosystem. Now, I have not tested this out, this 11.2 as of yet. I'm asking you guys that have a Fujifilm camera. I don't care which one you have. You can have an X-T1, you can have an X-T2, T3, H1, whatever you have. Bring in your X-Trans RAW images into the brand new 11.2 and let me know, let us all know in the comment area, is it better than before? And if it is, how much better is it? Now, so to make it really easy for you guys to download the latest version of Adobe Camera Raw 11.2, in the comment area as well as in the description, I'm going to put the links, the direct links to the Windows version as well as the Mac OS version. Now, the system requirements state as such: Mac OS 10.12 through 10.14, Windows 7 with Service Pack 1 or Windows 10 version 1703 or later. So if you fall into that category, you will not have a problem running Adobe Camera Raw 11.2. So guys, in the comment area below, please, if you have an X-Trans sensor and you've been using another package for doing your development of your RAW files and have downloaded 11.2, what are your results? Are they as good as your package that you are using currently? Are they better? Are you going to move to Lightroom now? Number two, if you are a photographer that wants to try out or possibly get into the Fujifilm ecosystem, will this Camera Raw 11.2, now that you can use Lightroom for all of your work, including your digital asset management, will this sway you to testing out a Fujifilm camera? So guys, as always, if you enjoy my content, throw me a big thumbs up. That would be stellar. And don't forget to smash that subscribe button so you can get all my content when it becomes available, and click the bell icon right around here. So when it is available, you will be notified of it immediately. And finally, head over to my website, JCristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools that I've invented for you and me over the years. And hopefully there's something there that you might like. And if there is, please pick it up and support me. I would really appreciate it. That's it. I'm out of here for yet another vlog. Happy shooting, guys. Talk to you soon.